The 8th part of the Sakura Succubus series is finally here! We are joining Hiroki and his loyal harem as they try to help Alice overcome her greatest challenge yet. Trying to find a job. Hello and welcome, Lynx here, and we are sitting to another Sakura Succubus installment. Hell yeah! Technically this is the 9th game we are sitting to. There are 10 actually. I need to get the 10th one eventually. Finally. But yeah. So, as I in a way said in the very beginning, we are going apparently to be helping Alice with really a great challenge. Yes, I feel like actually finding job is a freaking great challenge, especially one that you would in a way like, enjoy. Finding one, not tough. Finding one you will enjoy, that's very tough. But let's not talk about it, let's just jump into game, shall we? Let's go.
Hey Cosmos, get your hands off Hiroki, you umber-haired hussy, he's mine! It's not very nice to call your BFF a hussy, are you? And anyway, you're wrong, Hiroki's mine. No, he's mine! Oh, are you two arguing over Hiroki again? It's awfully amusing that you think you can bewitch him. But I know that Hiroki prefers mature, well-developed ladies.
I mean, that's not... I mean, she's kinda right about that. But also, we all know that Cosmos is my favorite overall. But let's not say it loud out to Marina right now, maybe. Anywho, for this seems like a dream or something.
Well, naturally. He wouldn't be my husband otherwise. My coach! He was mine first, don't forget. He's my beloved. I'm fine just being Hiroki's partner. But in my sharing there is enough Hiroki to go around. I'm sure he'll be able to love us all equally.
Don't tell her I have ranks. Don't tell her that.
Milady, you really are too pure for this world. If you want something, you should be a bit more aggressive about it, especially when your competition are all Succubi. But I know it's not in your nature to be too forceful. That's simply the way you are. I suppose I do like that about you. But you'd best not harm Milady, Mr. Gaswara, otherwise I'll never forgive you.
Elizabeth, you should realize that I would choose you over her for. You should realize that. You should!
Hiroki, you worthless sack of flesh, look at me! Let's go on a date. Darling, it's always such a pleasure to see you. Dear, when are we to be married? Hiroki, do you wanna hang out? Hiroki, you worthless pig.
Why? Why?
Watch your step, Mr. Gasawara. If you dare hurt me, lady. Hiroki, I really do love you. Hey, Hiroki, you need to wake up.
I wonder who's that. If I were to be guessing, it's Cosmos. I don't know, I mean... Or Hifumi. I think the two are most likely to wake us up. What's going on? I have the feeling I was having a pretty intense dream. Yeah. But this is kind of intense too. Somebody is nudging me. Nudging? Intense? Okay. I mean... if you say so. What do they want? I open my eyes blurrily, then glance upwards. And I can tell that something's amiss, and sure enough,
Thank...
Yue is wake. Ooh, okay. That was unexpected. Considering like 99% of the time she's in Succubus realm, not ours. Considering her position.
Thank goodness, you're finally awake.
Where do I know this line from? Probably from some meme. There is a strikingly beautiful woman standing in front of me, her arms folded beneath her voluptuous chest. I recognize her at a glance. This is Yue, one of my girlfriends, and the ruler of the Succubus realm. As for the particulars of my domestic situation, don't worry about it. It's a lot to get into, and it's kind of complicated. Let's not sweat the small stuff. It's way too early in the morning to talk about complicated subjects like Succubi.
I wish you had roused yourself earlier, however, we have important work to do.
Work?
Yes, work. We're going to help Alice look for a job. Don't you remember? That's why I came here so early. We have an awful lot to do. Our day promises to be very busy. The least you could do is try to wake up at a sensible time.
What do you mean by that? You nudged me with her foot. She isn't being very gentle. Ow.
We're going to drop in on Hazel first, and she told us she starts working out at the Okawa Sports Center around 7.
If you consider that sensible, then it's not.
We've got about an hour to get there, but you still need to shower and get dressed, and you have to eat breakfast too. You'll be of no use to us at all if you have no energy, Hiroki. You don't want to spoil our schedule, do you?
It's not like I want to spoil anything, but I don't relish the thought of getting out of my futon and when it's so chilly outside. Hell, it's pretty chilly inside too. My enthusiasm about heading off into the great outdoors this grey, overcast morning is in the negatives.
No, don't me. Stop acting like a petulant child, Hiroki. That's important. Why? It is a matter of life or death. Alice needs our help. I don't know how serious you're about this matter, but I cannot abandon one of my subjects. She's too dear to me.
But I can't keep ignoring you, You is not leaving me much room to argue. She's nudging me again. And she keeps gouging her tooth into my cheek. Tooth. Into a cheek. Why? Some people might like being woken up with a foot in the face, but I'm not one of them. Yeah, I don't think I would be one of them too. I have nothing against feet. Same. I don't find them the most unbearably sexy part of the woman's body. Yeah. It's like, to be fair, the higher you go, the better it gets. You know, from toes upwards. I can't believe I actually used the word upwards myself. The visual novels broke me. I'm more of a T and A guy myself, yeah? The tea especially. Not the drink. I guess you could say I'm a traditionalist, for I like tea as a drink as well. You and Ask have a pretty nice feet for. I'll give her that, especially when she's wearing pantyhose. Oh, nice. I can just about see the outlines of her toes through their sheer fabric. It looks like she's painted her nails to match her outfit. That's literally something I would not pay attention about. Actually, no, maybe I would. Where do we go with that? As long as you don't become a Wolverine, your nails, whether toes or fingers, are nice, I would say. I really like just nails that are taken care of, okay? That's enough. If you want to paint them as well, that's also fine, yes. But, like, going Wolverine, please don't. No, stay away. Anyway. That's pretty cute, what she's done. She's still nudging me. But US continual poking isn't. It's starting to get annoying, actually. I guess I have no choice but to wake up. Besides, Yue does have a point. I did say that I'd held out Alice, and that's what I'm going to do. Let's go! She's not been in the human realm for very long and she's out of her depth. It would be cruel of me not to lend a hand, especially as she came here largely for my sake. Like you, Alice is a succubus from the Succubus realm. For unlike you, Alice is not a queen or even a princess. She's shy and socially awkward, so much so that, not knowing how best to approach me, she decided to stalk me. Then, quite impetuously, she decided to get my attention by kidnapping one of my partners, Stefania. It's funny that Alice was so painfully shy. She couldn't muster up the courage to talk to me like a normal person, one-on-one, but she could turn to committing a pretty serious crime. But I guess we all have our foibles. I was able to rescue Stefania in an event from Alice's clutches and I talked things through with her. Alice confessed that she didn't bear Stefania any ill will. She was simply lonely, desperate and unsure of how else to make my acquaintance. You helped smooth everything over and I kissed and made up with Alice quiet or literally. Everything in Sakura Succubus 7, link in the description. Pop up in the top right corner and so on. Anyway. Actually, if someone new arrived to this one as a starter, we played literally every single Sakura Succubus game, so it's all in the description. There is one game we haven't played, but that's one that's like on Patreon of Wing Cloud. One day we'll get there. One day we'll get there. I don't know when that will happen. She's now become the 9th member of my harem, alongside Marina, Ayu, Cosmos, Hazel, Hifumi, Yu, and Stefania, and Elizabeth. Whew. Oh, we are actually counting Elizabeth in. That's so good. I'm glad about that. I know, I feel like the previous games did give the vibes that Elizabeth is actually not a part of it. I'm so glad. Anywho. Gee, that list is getting pretty long. I'm afraid if I meet any more women who want a piece of me, I'll be worn down. Yeah. I hardly have the stamina required to look after the wants and needs of one woman, let alone of 9 of them. We'll manage, for I guess. I'm doing my best, for I told Alice I'd try and look after her, as did Yue, which is why Yue is shown up at my home. Alice has been in the human realm all that long, so she hasn't had a chance to look for a job. Ugh. Jesus, that's such a pain. She spent the first week she was here stalking me, which might have been an impressive show of dedication, but it's not going to pay the bills, not unless she becomes a PI. You and I both decided to help Alice find some honest work so she can pay her way in the human realm. Should we talk about trying to find a job? Let's do this as a quick one. Finding a job, I would say it's not tough. Finding the job that you will like, that's a challenge. Sadly enough. Yeah, as you might know, I did have a job I enjoyed. Not to mention it was remote, lovely. Sadly got kicked out among other remote workers, which sucks. Fuck that company now. That's all I have to say. And now like kinda jumping from one to other because they all suck as well, completely. Anyway. And as a succubus, Alice needs more opportunities to siphon energy from people. Succubi are only able to maintain their powers if they are known by the public and adored. That's why most succubi opt for jobs which put them in the spotlight, either as businesswomen like Marina, entertainers like Ayu and Hifumi. Technically, Cosmos as well goes into that part. Or sporting stars like Hazel. True. Wait, how does Elizabeth manage that then? By injecting themselves in the cultural zeitgeist, Succubi can live in the human realm quite comfortably. Succubi can lead pretty cushy lives once they've accomplished this. But achieving this is no mean feat. A job as a cashier in a convenience store simply won't cut it. Not for Alice. She needs to take on a role which will give her some acclaim. Jobs like this are hard to hold down even for regular humans, but it will be even harder for Alice, given she knows so little about the human world. It will be an uphill struggle, but she won't be alone. I'm determined to help her, and so is Yue. Between the two of us, I'm sure we'll be able to get Alice instated in a role where she'll be able to gather some funds. I believe in Alice, and Yue seems to believe in her too. Yue might act haughty and aloof, as befitting of a queen, but she's quiet, kind-hearted. She's taken Alice under her wing, so to speak. Speaking of Alice...
I'm really very sorry about this, Hiroki.
Holy crap, by the way, she's so thick in the thighs. Damn.
I didn't want to wake you up so early. I know that you work hard and that you appreciate your beauty rest. I hope I'm not intruding.
Oh, no. I sit up in my bed. US continual prodding at my cheek with her foot is starting to get old. Then offer Alice a smile. It's alright. It's not your fault. This is more on Hazel, really, for being such a go-getter. I swear, there's no reason for her to work out so early, especially not on a Saturday. Her priorities are all messed up.
You say that, but I think you are the one who needs to reconsider your priorities.
What do you mean?
I mean...
Yue pulls a face.
You knew Alice and I would be stopping by early, but you made no effort to wake up on time to welcome us. I think that is reprehensible. You can be a gentleman when it serves you, but this is not one of those times. You're behaving in...
Okay, so it was planned. Alright, I understand that. I'm on US side now. Even for the hour is kind of unforgivable.
You're behaving in quite a slovenly manner. How you can treat a couple of beautiful women thus is a mystery, particularly given my exalted status as a queen. You should have brushed your hair at least.
Well, I'm very sorry, Your Majesty, but I had to work late last night. I didn't get back into my apartment until like 21, and by that time I was exhausted. I've had a really busy weekend.
And nothing.
US calls.
Dear, this will never do. I like you, Hiroki, but I do not care for all of this back chat. It is unpleasant. You must not be in your right frame of mind to address me so callously. It's a pity.
US lips quirking into a mischievous smile. Uh-oh.
But suppose I will have to do something about that.
Uh-oh. What sort of thing? What sort of something? What do you mean?
Well, I wonder...
US smiles deviously. Yeah, this is a devious expression.
I mean, to do nothing more heinous than wake you up. A brief sharp shock to your system should restore to your senses. And it should remind you to be on your best behavior while in my company. As the queen of the Succubus realm, I think I'm owed a bit of respect. Alice?
US snaps her fingers.
Would you be a dear and come to my aid? Oh yes, at once, milady.
She has a cool tail phone, you know? Alice, I mean. I might have mentioned this in previous Sakura as well. With heart at the end and that little frilly thing. Also, I wonder about her wings a little bit, why there is like holes in them. I wonder if this might kind of be how, you know, she kind of needs to be recognized and so on. And if she's not, like basically her wings are not getting complete in a way. Anywho.
Very good. I appreciate that you at least know how to behave yourself. Now, let us both Hiroki an awakening he will never forget.
Yes, please.
Ooh.
I've been woken up later that morning. Yeah. Oh my god, yes. Boom. They look so good.
So, when you're chopping up mushrooms or any vegetable, really, you want to hold your knife like this.
By the way, I'm not sure about the contents of your kitchen utensils down there. I kinda have a feeling it might not be too edible, but we'll manage. We'll manage.
Do you see the way I'm curling my right hand like a cat's paw? Yes, lady, I understand, but what's the meaning behind it? This gesture prevents you from accidentally slicing off your fingers.
In a way.
I want to add some ham to this omelette, but I do not think it needs more protein than that. And omelettes are usually served with a side of tomato sauce, not blood. Does it sound sensible to you? Yeah, that's very sensible. I don't want to bleed all over Hiroki's breakfast either. What does sound? That does sound kind of romantic. In what sense? I can just imagine that if Hiroki were to partake in my blood, we would be linked together in the most intimate manner imaginable. Our bond would be unbreakable. That sounds really nice. Hey Alice, pay attention. Cooking is very important. If you start drifting off like that, you'll run into the risk of injuring yourself. Take this more seriously, please. Oh, yes, lady, of course, I apologize.
I watch you and Alice's comedy routine unfolding as I sit at the kitchen table, my arms folded. They've been toiling away in the kitchen ever since they woke me up. US looking quite serious too. It looks like she's putting an awful lot of thought into this, although... Wait, you don't mind cooking for me, do you, eh? I could always whip something up myself if you would rather...
Oh no, that is fine, Hiroki, do not worry about it. We have a busy day lined up, so we need to eat something hearty. It will help us when we go to visit Hazel. Knowing her, I imagine she will keep us occupied.
She has an awful lot of energy, it's true.
She does indeed, a little too much if you ask me. That being the case, a good breakfast is paramount. I do not trust you to make any dishes of a high enough standard.
Oof, that kind of stinks, but I guess you isn't wrong there. My cooking isn't exactly inedible, but it's nothing amazing. Same. I can't hope to compare to the likes of Hifumi. Same!
Besides, as your guest, I ought to make myself helpful around the house. That's how it works.
That's how it works where? Is it now? I frown. You might be my guest, but that sure as heck didn't stop her from waking me up by stepping on my face. Well, I shouldn't be thinking about that now, not after I've had a shower. I don't want to get worked up again. Isn't it beneath you to cook for, when you're the queen of the Succubus realm? I feel like Succubus realm should be capitalized when it comes to the letters. It seems a bit demeaning.
Hardly. There is no shame to be found in being a good cook. Those who think of it as an embarrassing, effete activity are hopelessly old-fashioned.
True.
My worth is not diminished in any manner because I know how to handle a knife.
Oh. I bet it's not only in cooking.
There is nothing wrong with having a lot of skills, nor in wishing to share those skills with others.
Yeah? Well, I guess you've got a good point there. I smile as I watch Alice and you at work. They're getting pretty cozy, their shoulders rubbing together. It looks like they're having fun.
It really would be nice if I could cook for Hiroki on my own. Then I could be a real adoring housewife and he'd learn to rely on me. I want to dote on him.
I think Alice is getting carried away again. Will this really be alright? Who knows? We'll find out. 10 minutes later. Oh boy.
I'm so sorry, Hiroki.
A tearful Alice holds up a plate of something which could possibly be an omelette, for I'm not entirely certain. The omelette, if that is what it is, looks worryingly black. Don't worry, mate, it's just the sauce. Funnily enough, I did have completely black food. Wow, I feel like I'm... like, you know, I literally had it because I had like a sauce that... I don't even remember what kind of sauce that was. Whatever. I think I was gifted it for... or something. Whatevs. But basically it was like jet black. And whatever you would add it to would also make the entire food jet black. It was pretty decent for... not spicy enough for... yeah, but decent. Anyway. An unpleasant burning aroma fills the kitchen, one which makes my eyes water. Listen, if you also... on another note, if you have not burned anything in your life, in the kitchen when it comes to food at least, please don't burn your kitchen. But I mean, if you haven't burned any foods that you were preparing, have you really been making any food? An unpleasant burning aroma fills the kitchen, one which makes my eyes water. A clear black smoke is wafting from the breakfast, if it can even be called that Alice has prepared for me. I guess she put a lot of heart into it, but I'm a bit suspicious of how safe it would be to eat. It doesn't look very appetizing. In fact, it looks downright dangerous.
I followed all of your instructions, but it didn't work out for some reason. It looks awful.
Yeah, that's a pretty fair description. I'd like to cheer Alice up, but I'm not sure what I can say to counter that. That omelette really does look awful.
You don't have to eat this, Hiroki. Not if you don't want to. I know I wouldn't want to eat myself. I wouldn't want to make you sick.
That's what Alice says, but her eyes are so teary. Also, again, are you really cooking if you have never made food that might have gotten you a little sick? Just saying. Luckily enough, I only cooked for myself that would cause that. Basically, I would not cook something I don't know is good and safe for someone else. I only test food on myself. That's how it is. Anyway, that's what Alice says, but her eyes are so teary. I'm afraid rejecting her attempts to take care of me would make her feel even worse. In this situation, a real man would put his fears to one side and eat that omelette regardless. But my stomach is churning at the thought of putting that abomination anywhere near my mouth. What should I do? Give me a choice. Give me a choice. I'm eating that omelette. I don't give a damn what you say, Hiroki. We are... It's every man for himself out there. Spare Alice's feelings and eat the accursed omelette. I'm eating it. I guess I've got no choice. Alice looks so bummed out, I feel obliged to try at least a little bit of her omelette. She puts a lot of effort into it, so it would be cruel to rebuff her efforts. Besides, maybe it tastes better than it looks? Fingers crossed. I can but hope. Oh, don't worry about it, I'm not very picky when it comes to food. Since you took the time to make it, I'd like to take the time to eat it. It'd be rude not to, and I'm pretty hungry.
Are you sure?
A teary-eyed Alice looks at me dubiously. Has she caught on to my BS? I'm sure, yeah, that omelette might look a bit iffy. And that's an understatement. But I know you are working hard on it. If nothing else, I'll bet it's full of love.
Oh yes, that's right. I did work very hard. I'm not very confident in its flavor.
I'd be concerned about Alice's mental health issues, and I'm already a little concerned about it.
But I meant while I was thinking of you. If you want to assess based on how much love there is in it, and I don't think it can be beaten. Now please tell me what you think about it. It does look very good, but maybe the flavor isn't as better as I'm feeling. I meant sure not to get any eggshells in it either.
Oh yeah, that happens to me. Like, a little part of an eggshell landing in, yeah. If you have never had that, are you really cooking? Also, maybe the reason for that is when I drop like egg, for example, on a pan, I would also always break the egg by the pan, so you know. There is a risk of the shell, like little part of it dropping into there as well. Anyway, the consistency should be alright if nothing else. Alice looks so eager I can't back out now. I've really backed myself into a corner here. Ah well, here goes nothing. I inhale. Then stuff the omelette into my mouth. Wait, on an inhale? Oh. Huh? I expect the taste of Alice's omelette to hit me at once, like a freight truck, but that doesn't actually happen. In fact, it's the exact opposite. Huh? Initially, I can't taste much of anything. The texture of the omelette is strange. It's gritty, but it's also oddly rubbery, like biting into a tire. Please don't ask how I know a tire is like in the mouth. But as far as flavor profiles go, it's curiously bland. That's better, I guess, than tasting of raw sewage or of landfill. I'm starting to think that I might have gotten off pretty lucky. Uh-oh. Don't tell me it will hit you later. Until it hits me like a hammer blow. A horrible taste fills my mouth. One that's even worse than raw sewage. Not that I make a habit, of course, of ingesting trash. This omelette must be so heinous my taste buds initially shut down in an attempt to preserve my sanity. Gee, this is really awful. It's awful, I don't think even Lovecraft could have conceived of it. This omelette is an eldritch abomination beyond my means of understanding. I can't take it. This is...
So how is it, Hiroki? It isn't that bad, is it? It will appear his face is turning purple. Purple? What? Oh no! Hiroki! Hey! Are you alright? Please hang in there, don't die! I'm so sorry that I hurt you, Hiroki!
Well, that was horrible. Why did I do that? I must be an idiot. Yes, I am. Uh-oh. With breakfast behind me, thank goodness for that, I make my way to the Okawa Sports Center, which is located in the outskirts of Tokyo alongside Alice and Yue. And basically that walk might be taking a moment. You know, it's not like it's right around the corner to our apartment. So to get there, we need to take a break between the episodes. That's why. Expect more of Sakura Succubus 8 tomorrow. That is correct. That is correct. Hopefully tomorrow I'll have a little more time to record. Man, I love Sakura games. Based on at least, I guess, people's opinion about Wing Cloud games, I must be the weird guy around town. But I don't know, I just love Wing Cloud games. They are, I don't know, those are like my escape, basically. Don't know, there is something about them, okay? There is something about them. And I bet whoever is jumping into those videos as well likes Sakura games. But yeah, let's continue tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll get to meet up with Hazel as well. of course, going with Alice and Yue. Who knows, maybe there will be someone else as well in the sports center. I would say it is possible. Why would some other of our Succubi girlfriends not work out at the time, for example? I mean, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. For now, hope you enjoyed this little beginning to Sakura Succubus 8. If you haven't seen the previous ones, Sakura Succubus games, links in the description, of course, to all of those. We also played other Sakura games, like all of them, literally all of them. But those you would need to actually search up on the channel. Because there were so many Sakura games that I actually cannot fit all of them into the description anymore. So they are basically separated like this. There were a few Sakura Gamer games, so they are in one, you know, links to those are in one description basically. Forest Girls, I think there were 3, so they are in one description of Forest games. And here we have Succubus, so Succubus is in one as well. Yeah, also consider liking the video, that's always appreciated. If you're new around, subscribe. Yeah, I mean, we are playing a ton of games, not just Sakura games, obviously. We need to play more of the stuff. But yes, every time a new Sakura game is out, we are getting into it. After catching up. Alright, let's end it. Hope you'll have a wonderful day. Go find yourself a Succubi girlfriend. And I hope I'll see you tomorrow in the next video. Bye bye.